I was contacted by some mates from work asking if I'd be interested in driving the 42nd Traverse. Silly bloody question. The 42nd Traverse was originally an access road for when the State Forest 42 was being administered and logged by the New Zealand Forest Service up until about 1970. After some consultation, the State Forest was passed on to the Department of Conservation in 1987. Due to the altitude, the track conditions can vary significantly and can change very quickly summer or winter, from severe storm conditions and snow to intense baking heat. Fortunately, we were on the tail end of a very long dry spell, and I'd heard that the track had only just recently been reopened following a major slip and some significant repairs completed. The 42nd Traverse is traditionally driven south to north, with a start near the turnoff to the ski fields at Whakapapa, high up on the volcanic plateau, and finishing at Owhango, just south of Taumaranui. Access to the start of the 42nd Traverse is via Carpools Road, off State Highway 47. Some of the guys had brought along quad bikes, and with the stunning weather conditions we were experiencing, I knew they were in for a very enjoyable ride. So with the gear distributed across the four-wheel drives, we hit the track. The track is closed to four-wheel drive vehicles from the end of April to the 1st of December each year, with the use of large concrete blocks, which we pass at the start of the track. The track base varies from good metal base to wood for traction aids to bare clay and dust, and then back to loose metal within a few metres of each other. The first part of the track passes through regenerating scrub, with large skeletal remains of some of the podocarp forest that covered this landscape right up to the snow line.
There you go, there's a bike coming up from the rear.
I was actually surprised at how many turn-off points were on the track. I'd envisaged that the track would have just been a single road, but like all forestry tracks, many side tracks were cut into the access ridge lines. Lucky someone knew we were going. Or maybe.
Which way, Kevin, do you reckon?
Well, there should be a little marker somewhere, like a light green with a yellow top.
Left looks more comfortable. I can see Dave's tyre marks going that way.
Our trip leader had worked out several potential campsites for our overnight stop. The first camp we checked out was an old forest workers' hut that is used as a bivouac, which didn't look like much in perfect weather, but could be a real lifesaver for any poor mountain biker who got caught out.
I prefer to keep on driving for a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
By this stage it was just after midday, and with the perfect conditions we decided to push on into the dust.
Look at that floor view.
Copy that.
Just stop there, Alex.
PG says we should stop here and have a look at the view.
And Kevin says yes, please.
We use a GIS mapping system for work, and our trip leader had worked out the perfect campsite for us based on the terrain. But with the many turn-off points on the track, it's easy to lose perspective of which turn-off was the right one. This one turned out to be one ridge over from the one he had planned to stop at. Apparently this is the right one, based on a computer generated image, and yep, it'll do nicely. The sunset and sunrise should be an absolute stunner, provided the weather holds. Many years ago, my wife and I were caught in a sudden weather change with a surprise snowstorm at the height of the New Zealand summer on the 5th of January, not far from our current location. So with only half the day spent and perfect weather conditions, we're all keen to press on and see as much as possible.
Like we should just keep going for a while until we get to the bottom of this valley.
Well, here's a real wild idea. I mean, we could actually go all the way to the end and drive back round the road and come in the other end and come back to the campsite with the quad bikes, grab their tent and some beer and just go straight back up the track to the actual campsite and set up.
Yep, that is a possibility.
I mean, we've actually got a shit ton of time and we could actually do the whole track. So you've actually got the afternoon light that we've got now going through, and then we'll also get the real bright crystal light first thing in the morning as well for photographs and stuff.
Perhaps we should get to the next sort of stop point with, say 10 minutes and have a bit of a chat, because the idea is not a bad one. In a hurry, because I'm at the top of the hill.
Well, if this is the culvert, there's a lot of work going on into here. Yeah.
I'm starting to think we're on the Auckland motorway now.
Yeah, sure. Bloody is, eh?
By this stage we were about 2/3 of the way through the 42nd Traverse, and it was only about 1:30 in the afternoon, and the weather conditions were holding as predicted. The Waioni stream is about the lowest point of the track, so now we start a steady climb back up onto the plateau. You can see in this section of track how things could change rapidly with the application of a sudden alpine downpour. This clay base is very unforgiving in the wet.
it?
I think so. It's clearly been well sorted.
The 40-second traverse is 46 kilometres long, which we completed in a little over 4.5 hours, with a good lunch break and various stops along the way. What a difference good weather makes to the track conditions. One vehicle headed back the way we came, while the rest of us headed out to Owhango to continue around on State Highway 4 to National Park for additional supplies, then State Highway 47 to start the track again from the southern end. I guess there had to be a bit of friendly competition going on to see who could get back to the campsite first. The crew that drove the track in reverse, or us going back round via the main road. After a false start, we just about bumped noses right outside the sidetrack entrance point.
Let's take the wrong turn off. They're going up there. What's that? It's here, isn't it? Yeah, it's that one.
As predicted, we were just in time to catch the perfect sunset. All the years that I've come to Tongariro, I do not ever remember seeing it this calm in the evening. Here you can see the open steam vent of Keratahi Springs on the northern slopes of Mount Tongariro, rising hundreds of metres up into the air as a dead straight column. The next morning we were treated to the perfect calm sunrise as we waited impatiently for some heat to come of it. I don't actually know what happened to our plan to drive the track a second time. Perhaps I didn't get the memo, but everyone had decided they had somewhere else to be on a Sunday morning, packed up, and we were off back south to Carpools Road car park. I think it may have been the prospect of getting out the northern end and having to double back a second time to collect the trailers for the quad bikes before heading back home. We were soon back at Carpools car park and time to air up our tyres. We all said our goodbyes and headed off to all points of the compass. Since it was still quite early, I thought I'd take the long way home and cut across country to spend the rest of the day with my wife on the Coromandel coast before we both headed back off home together. Many thanks to the guys and a special thanks to PG for inviting me along and providing such a great feed for our Saturday night out under the southern stars.